mean morning. I mean 8 o'clock Saturday morning. What am I doing? Good morning. I'm Suzanne Light. We have adult choir competition this morning. And we have to be there like an hour and a half early to get placed. And I hope it's not risers, because Mama can't get on risers. Mama's doing good to stand on the floor. Well, I'm doing great. I actually come out of the boot Wednesday, but my leg is so weak. So I didn't get on here this early on Saturday morning to tell y'all all this, but might as well. The sun's crazy. I took my first shower back in the shower yesterday since January the 8th, because I have one of those hospital stools in our other bathtub shower that I've been using, so I can sit down and shower and then, hold on, stand up, and then basically sit down for the most part. So I tell John yesterday, I said, I'm gonna take me a shower in the regular shower, and he said, are you sure? Because that floor can be kind of slick. And I said, oh, I'll be extra careful. We've been meaning to put a mat down in it for a long time, and I'll be careful. Well, I got in there for the first time and my leg was going. It was just a shaking. So I guess, I've not just stood and put my whole weight and then raising my arms up to wash my hair. And I was like, okay, this is scary. You would not believe how much smaller my left leg is. And yeah, got some repair work to do on it. I guess you don't stay in a boot and a cast for 2 months and not lose muscle. So hopefully I can start walking some, baby steps, but definitely walking some. But we're going to our adult competition. I don't think we sing till about 10 or 10:30. We got to be there at 8:45, and I feel like yuck. I do not do this time of morning. I did for 40 years or more, working every day. But with the autoimmune issues that plague me, mornings are not good. Mornings are hard for me. So we're going to sing. I don't even know if there will be another choir competing against us, but if we win, there are going to be more choirs when we go to Gatlinburg in April. So we've already been told that. So it's fun. It's just that Riggsy's playing ball at 9 o'clock. And then they're leaving right after, going to Memphis to go see Steph Curry play basketball tonight, the big arena up there. That was part of the boys, part of the whole family's Christmas present from Michael's mother and daddy. Reed is a Steph Curry fan, big time. And John told me a while ago, he said they played last night and they lost. And I was like, oh, they better win after them going to Memphis. But they're doing that. They're going up and just going to spend the night, go to Memphis, and then they're going to, Rhett loves old music, so then they're going to Graceland before they leave tomorrow. So we may or may not have the dog tonight. At first we were going to have her, and then they may have a house sitter, so I don't know. But I've messed up one of my eyes this morning. When you put on that mascara and sometimes your eyes are just burning, and I remember just touching it and a lot of the mascara come off. Well, I got in the car and this whole eye is smeared, and this still has all the eyeliner on. So when I get there, I'm gonna have to find out if somebody's got some mascara or eyeliner just to touch up one of my eyes, because one of my eyes looks totally different from the other. Yeah, not very often will you see me vlogging this time of morning. I don't even know if I've got anything to say. That would be a rarity though, wouldn't it? Yeah. That would probably be a rare moment in time if I didn't have something to say. I need some breakfast. But all John had left over from fishing was these. He said, "You want me to go get you an Egg McMuffin?" I said, no. I can't. I've gotten where I can't eat. I think we've eaten Egg McMuffins in the morning. I'd always take the top off of them, just eat like half one. I think we've eaten them off and on so much that they just kind of make me sick now. I want a chicken mini. There's a Chick-fil-A up here, but I figure that I'm going to get there just about the time I need to be there. We might have a break to where we could go get a chicken biscuit or something, or a chicken mini. I just like the chicken out of it more than anything. But, so John's going to see Riggsy play, and Reed was actually supposed to start his travel basketball games today, but, you know, they had these expensive tickets, and so I think the coach understood. The sun's going to be in my face all the way, isn't it? This is not good. This is a horrible picture. And I don't even think I've got anybody that can film us today. There we are. That won't last very long. So I don't know. I don't feel very chatty this morning. I'll be glad to get out of this boot. Wednesday is Mama's birthday, and we are taking her to the Cheesecake Factory for lunch. Ashley and Jessica and I took her there on her 90th birthday. You've heard me tell this story before. And they sang happy birthday to her. Happy birthday to you. And she said, "It's gonna be my last," to the waiters and waitresses. So we're going back 6 years later to say, "No, it's not your last. You're probably gonna be going when you're 100. So I'm gonna go back by and see her today. I haven't been over there since, I think, Tuesday. I want to spend some time with her Tuesday. So, and I know this lighting is horrible, showing all my imperfections, which they are a lot. This eye is still watering. It's going to water off every bit of the eye makeup I've got on under there. Yeah, the sun is rough this time of morning. Life is rough this time of morning. I was such an early bird for so many years. My Reed is an early bird. He goes to bed early and he's up early. Rhett and Riggs, they like to stay up late and sleep late. Oh, so I gotta tell y'all the story of the tooth, the saga of the tooth. So he lost his first front tooth several weeks ago. Actually, Reed knocked it out. They were wrestling, it was loose, and he bumped him and he knocked it out. Probably a little premature. So he's had one tooth. Well, because that other tooth was gone, the other tooth has kind of been shifting over and hanging down and everything, and it's just been, I'm like, "Oh, Riggs, you got to get rid of that tooth. It looks awful." So he tells his mother, I'll put all the pictures in here. He tells his mother that this is the way that he has smiled at his friends all day at school. And so then they go out to eat with some of her girlfriends, and they took their kids the other night. And him, every picture he had made with JT, his little friend, that tooth is hanging down. Well, somebody commented and told Ashley he looked like Nanny McPhee. And so Ashley did an Instagram and put Nanny McPhee on there with her tooth hanging down. He looked just like it. Well, the next day at school, there's a substitute teacher there, and I don't know how she had the nerve, but she said, "Riggs, you want me to pull that tooth?" It just got looser and looser. And he pulled it. And so she put it in a Ziploc bag for him. Well, Levi, his best little friend, first of all, took it because there was a good bit of blood. He had one pretty little strong connecting piece of skin, and I'm sure that's why it bled so much. And but they said Levi just walked around with him forever holding his tooth. "I got your tooth, Reed. I got your tooth." They're so funny together. They're just such good friends. And so he had to go to the nurse's station. And of course, our dear friend Hillary works in the nurse's station, and so I'm sure he was petted and pampered. So he has now got both teeth missing, and he looks so much better. He's no longer Nanny McPhee. I need to warm my voice up. Da, 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 da. Da, it used to be. You know, I've about decided that I'm getting kind of old. John and I, we had not eaten all day yesterday. And one of my dear friends from the college, she had gotten her daughter's hair fixed over in our area about another one of our sweet friends' daughter, and it was raining. Their prom was last night, and she called and she said, this is going to be the most random, crazy question, because she doesn't call me very much. We're on a group text a lot. And I said, what is it? And her name's Gina, and she said, Olivia and her friend just got their hair done in our hometown, and we're going to be going to Birmingham to get pictures made before the prom. And we really need a place for them to put on their dresses. And it's raining. Can we pull up and maybe run in your garage and come in and let them get dressed? I said, absolutely. Now let me tell you what's so special about the story. I'll insert her picture here. Livia's the one that's sitting at the piano in these pictures. And then I'll put some of her and her boyfriend. Olivia was born 2 months early. We had babied her mother and just, were so excited that she was pregnant. And I'm administering the ACT. I'm the administrator. I had proctors and test givers in about 5 different rooms, giving a huge ACT. And I get a call from Gina that she's on her way to the hospital, that she's in labor. And I'm like, no, you cannot. It's way too early. And so I'm constantly going in, checking in on the rooms, and I'm picking up papers and all that. A lot of it's changed since I gave it, but I gave it for years. That was my former life. And so I was terrified. And I went in those back rooms of some offices there. We gave it we had a new nursing building, and that's where we give it. So once I knew that they were locked down, they were tested, because I had to do a lot of paperwork while they were testing. I had to count, make sure that everybody was seated correctly and all this. And so I'm telling you, right in the middle of that paperwork, I got up and I went to one of those back offices and I started interceding. I'm telling you, I started walking up, because you could shut a door to the outside, and I shut that door and I walked up and down that hall, and I was praying for that baby and praying for Gina, my friend, and I'm telling you, I was doing some interceding. Let me tell you, the Holy Ghost took over, and I'm praying in tongues, and I didn't care who saw me. I just knew there was an urgency. She weighed 2 pounds and something. And you could actually put her in one hand. She was so tiny. So she came to my house yesterday to get ready for the prom. Isn't that pretty neat? I don't never get to see her very much. Of course, we share pictures all the time, of our kids. And she'll be a senior this year. Or she is a senior this year. And she came in the door and I said, I haven't seen you in such a long time. You're so beautiful. And she is beautiful. So it was raining. So she said, well, we're at McDonald's getting them a bite to eat, and then we'll be over. And so I said, John, how about you going out there and moving the car out of the garage so they can pull into the garage and not get their hair wet at all. We don't want them having to drag out umbrellas. So he did. He gets out there and he backs out the car and he leaves the garage door open. So when they pulled up, he's like, come on into the garage. And they're like, man, this is royal treatment. And I said, we didn't want to get that hair wet at all. And so they downed some McDonald's, and then they went into my bedroom. I said, there's hairspray in there, use whatever you need. And so they went into my bedroom and got ready, and of course they were gorgeous. And I hope it was so cold last night. It's 40 right now. I think it went down to freezing last night, but there was just a cold night for a prom. But anyway, that was a nice little visit yesterday. That made our evening go good. We enjoyed that, getting to see her. And just to think, oh my gosh, she was so tiny when she was born. But God took care of her. if this person in front of me is from the church, they're going to be like, who is Suzanne talking to? When you get to be my age, sometimes you just don't care. But I was going to tell y'all, why did I say I felt like I was old? Because me and John went to eat. We had not eaten. We went to eat, and he's like, you want to go to Walmart? And I'm like, there's things I need. And listen, after this week, I get this boot up, I got to get some pants. Now, these leggings and stuff I'm wearing now are fine, but I've got to have some blue jeans. And I can wear so many of my clothes, even gaining and losing, especially tops. But now pants, my blue jeans are, they will be falling off of me because I didn't wear them real tight to begin with. So I got to have some jeans. I'm really trying to buckle down. And boy, I'd like to have 10 more pounds off before I go to the beach in June. Just kind of as a, you know, a little goal. And I told John last night, I said, I feel so much better with this 40 pounds off, but I need to lose 40 more. And that's not for vanity. That's to get my BMI down to where it should be. And of course, I'm going to enjoy being smaller, except for the skin that's going to be flapping. Skin is going to be, let me just put it this way, skin is already flapping. Getting old, you just have to take it in stride. I've never felt old, and I don't in my mind. But Lord, I've noticed that I sure have slowed down a whole lot. I wonder if I've got, nah, I don't have time. I was gonna say it's 8:26. I'm about 8 minutes from there. I don't need to go get in line at Chick-fil-A. She wants us in there at 8:45. Sure would like to have a Chick-fil-A though. I don't want to get up there and, as my girlfriend calls it, have a diabetical meltdown. She says she's diabetical. And you know, my blood sugar is good most of the time. I gotta go have my A1C checked. But last time it was back down to 5.6. So I don't understand. You can reverse diabetes, but sometimes they say that they always tag that diabetes on you, even if you get it down real low. That don't seem very logical to me. But I'll tell you this, the American Diabetes Association does not teach you how to reverse diabetes. They teach you how to maintain it. It is a money-making thing. And if I ate the carbs in a day that they said I could eat, my blood sugar would always be high. I don't eat near as many carbs. And so when we had to do 3 lessons, and when we got, I know y'all, this light's been awful the whole way. When we got to the end of the lesson, I said, are we not going to go over anything about reversing diabetes? And she said, well, there's not many people that reverse diabetes. And I went, duh, because they're probably not taught how. And she said, we're going to teach you how to maintain. And I thought, yeah, you're going to teach us how to stay on medicine. That's kind of what I got from it, is like, it's a money thing, and we're going to teach you how to stay on it. I just didn't see that. So I've watched several videos on reversing it. I'll see y'all in a little bit. Oh man, I almost forgot to come back on here and talk to y'all some more. I've been gone all day. Competition was long. There was a lot of senior adults that competed. But we won. We competed against one other small choir, so it was kind of a no-brainer. And it's a local church, so we're friends with a lot of the people in it. And then our men's ensemble won, and they did great. If I've got any footage, if I can get some footage of it. I don't know if anybody videoed it or not. Our keyboard player, and I was going to go by Mother's, and my foot is killing me because I've stood. I just went by her house. I'm going to call her and tell her I'll be over tomorrow after church. Our keyboard player won. She did great. One of our English teachers from the college, he won in poetry. And one of our former school teachers that's in the choir, she won in literature. So it's all kind of, you know, competitions. They have like crochet, embroidery, photography, paintings, and all that kind of stuff. We have a huge teen talent. They've just started this in the last few years for senior adults. So we will now go to Gatlinburg the end of April and compete on a nationwide level. And last year nobody competed against us, but we've been told this year that there will be choirs competing against us. So we got to learn a new song and get with it. But I'm exhausted. I got up at 7, and when I wear this boot now, it causes my heel to hurt more than just when, you know, because I'm able to wear my shoes around the house. But John says it's because it's got it in the position where it's still pulling it. So I stood on risers, which I didn't think I was going to, but there was nobody standing on the floor. And so I wasn't about to stand down on the floor and everybody else be on risers. So risers really give you no support at all. And we had to do a sound check. We stood up there for a good while, and then it was just a long time of waiting, and we had to stand around at the end to get pictures made, and I'm just pooped. I am just pooped. So we have the granddog. John went and watched Riggs. Riggs was the first one up to bat, hit another home run. Now, Ashley said on the first home run, it was a lot of field errors, but it doesn't matter. A home run is a home run. But then he got 2 home runs, and she said the second one was just a great hit.
Let's go, Red!
Go! Go, go, go!
Woo! Good hit! Go! Go, go, go!
So he is really playing some ball. And he's playing pitcher, which, you know, the coaches pitch, but he, you know, it's his place to catch the ball. And he, the other night, he ran and got one out on third and ran and got one out on first because the way he caught the ball, he ran with it. But him and the first baseman are doing really good. And so, but anyway, they're on their way to Memphis. I just talked to them, and they're just about an hour out. They're going down to Beale Street, which I've been reading that Memphis has a high crime area now, but there's them and Michael's brother and his son reads with them in a car. So what is that, like 4, there's 8 of them. And so I told them if they had a chance to go down to the Peabody Hotel and to see the ducks walk. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that, but they've been doing it for 90-something years. And the ducks come down on the elevator and walk off the elevator, and they walk around the lobby and go around the fountain. I can't remember if they get in the water and play or not, but I went years ago and saw that. And I told Ashley a while ago, I said, don't worry that you're not staying at the Peabody. I said the worst bed I ever slept on in my whole entire life was at the Peabody Hotel. I thought I slept on a concrete slab that night. I was there for a conference. So we have the granddog at our house, and So she'll be all over me. She will be all over me, wanting love and wanting attention. So there won't be no resting. We'll have her till tomorrow evening until they get home. It's been a good day. The choir sang really good. We had good mics, and we had just a good sound system, and that makes all the difference in the world if you can hear yourself when you're singing. If you can't hear yourself, oh gosh, Sunday night when we sang, it didn't sound that bad when I played it back where John had recorded it, but it sounded horrible where we were standing in the choir. It was just like we were singing against a flat wall, and you could barely even hear anybody around you. I don't think they had mic'd us hardly at all. I am so ready to get this boot off. My foot is aching. It's a gorgeous day. It's 55 degrees. It's pretty cool out, but the dogwoods are blooming. It's going down to 29 tonight, which it may burn them. It frosted last night, and one of the guys in the choir was telling me, he lives down below me, he raises a pretty garden. He said, I gotta go cover up as much of my garden as I can, because he said it's gonna be low tonight. So I think it's going down to 29 tonight and maybe 29 or 28 tomorrow night. And then it's going to be in the 70s by the end of the week. Welcome to Alabama. We can have some weird weather in Alabama. You know, on the teaching lessons, I told John, the thing with which I'm just so enjoying the teaching lessons. I've learned so much. And I was telling him, you know, I said, people are not just going to sit down and watch a teaching lesson just like you do. You got to have time to focus. So I've noticed that it's taken a while for people to watch them. And Irene Willingham from Louisiana, she said, I'm getting caught up this weekend. And I know you can't, if you just play it and you're going around the house doing stuff, you're not going to get the depth of it. So you kind of have to wait till you can sit down and listen and really take notes with it. So I think I had like 700 people watch the first one, and I'm down to around 200 and 300 on some of the last ones. But y'all are gonna get there. Y'all gonna get there. You're gonna get them watched. I just can't help believe that you're not gonna enjoy them if you watch them. If you're interested in the Word of God at all, you better be, because soon and very soon we are going to see the King. An old Andre Crouch song that's in part of what we sang today. And it says, oh, the land of cloudless days. Oh, the land of an unclouded sky. Lord, I tell you, he's going to be coming back to get his people before too long. I hope y'all believe that and take it to heart, because it's true. But I am home, and I am going to be out of this boot in like 5 minutes. I hope my Yoshino cherries bloom out. They're just starting to get the bloom, so I hope they bloom. Did I show you what my hubby built for me? Because I was on that scooter to start with. Look at there. We'll take it down eventually. I told him, I said, if I ever thought Mother was going to come and live here, I'd leave it. Oh, this is kind of a hard walk. Let's see if we can see a granddog in here anywhere. I see a granddog. You're so black, you're not going to show up. I see you. You loving on Papa? You loving on Papa? Where you be? I said, got you some snacks. Did they send you some? Huh? They didn't bring you no snacks? You loving on your Papa? What, you got a ball? You got a ball? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.